This is the slave boat that would have carried slaves from Great Britain to West Africa, to the West Indies, to the North Colonies, and back to Great Britain again.
This is a slave auction poster. The florist would be sent out before an auction saying who was going to be sold.
This is a slave auction. This is where the slaves would be sold to wealthy people.
This is where the slaves would have lived while on the boat.
This is a plantation house. This is where the people that own the slaves would have lived.
This is a slave hut where slaves that had been captured lived. Inside the houses there would have been bunk beds and all of their tools needed for their duties.
This is where the slaves would have danced and had a really good celebration.
Once again, the slaves would have been celebrating in a dance, but not the same one and not with the same music.
This is a slave rebellion. Slaves would rebel a lot, but they weren't successful most of the time. In 1839, a group of slaves rebelled and took over the Amistad, a great ship. They demanded to be taken back to Africa, but ended up in the USA.
This is work on a plantation. Slaves, including women and children, would have to work on a field.
Thank you for watching our production. I'd just like to thank Ben Jones for distracting me the whole time, because without him, I wouldn't have concentrated.
And I'd also like to thank Neil Fellows, who without him this whole thing wouldn't have been possible. Except the majority of the time he really didn't do anything, he was too busy with other people, but the occasional time he did help us, he really did help us find them important pictures that made it all fit together.
Yes, Mr. Fellows, Neil, you were a really rubbish executive producer, but we love you.
And I'd also like to thank my best friend Holly.
And I'd like to thank my best friend Jasmine.
Because without Holly, I would have had to do this thing all on my own, and that wouldn't have been very good.
And because without Jasmine, I'd be lonely.
And without Holly, I'd be nothing. So thank you for watching our production.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.